Limited edition prints. Does that mean they're truly rare? How do we define limited? What exactly is it that makes a print a limited edition? Because here's the reality. Once a digital image is made and processed, that photograph can be reproduced again and again. If a print is not totally limited, what makes it any more valuable than any other print? Is a limited edition print truly a genuine product, or is it simply a big money-making scam? Let's break it down. Here's the elephant in the room. Are limited edition prints more about manufacturing scarcity versus capitalizing on a naturally scarce item? Well, honestly, yes, I don't see how it's not the case. Does that make it wrong? Is it wrong for a photographer to say, that's it, I'm only printing 5 of these and no more? Even if it's clearly done in an attempt to increase the value, is it wrong? Still, is that real scarcity? Does that increase the actual value? Or is that just a perception of value? More importantly, does it actually matter? A painting is naturally scarce. I mean, really, there's only one. But even a painting can be photographed and printed and sold over and over again. But would you rather own a reproduction of a Van Gogh? Or would you rather own the original? Even if you're not into art, we all know the difference in value between a copy and an original. But be that as it may, the painting itself is unique. It's a one-of-a-kind product. But is a photograph any different? Well, both a raw file and a negative could be considered an original. Indeed, these are tangible objects that can change hands. But here's where it gets interesting. Neither a painting nor a darkroom print can ever be reproduced exactly as it was originally made. These are tangible, tactile, handmade products, one made with specific types of paint and careful, mindful, intentional strokes of a brush. The other is a unique interpretation of the negative. This often involves dodging and burning in selected areas with specific exposure times, all of which are just impossible to recreate precisely. Even the original artist can't reproduce an exact replica of their own darkroom print or a painting. Don't forget about all the tools used in these processes. The brushes, paints, paper, chemicals, developing times, fixing and washing, toning, all of which help create a unique final product, a product that has its own exclusive signature or fingerprint. The tactile elements rendered on a canvas or those constructed in the darkroom make forging an exact replica impossible. Look, let me be honest here. I know some of us sell limited edition prints, and I'm not saying that that's wrong. And it's certainly not my intention to hurt anybody's feelings or pride. But what I am suggesting is that digital prints, whether limited or open edition, they're nowhere near as valuable as a hand-painted canvas or a darkroom print. And look, I sell digital images online too. But when someone buys a copy of one of my prints, like old driftwood, the copy is exactly like the next one sold. All my images are open edition. I don't sell any limited edition prints because I truly don't feel that they're limited, at least not mine. But on the other hand, for those selling original paintings or darkroom prints, even if they are not sold as limited edition, the art itself is still unique. Remember, these are handmade products. Simply numbering a print with a promise not to make any more, that doesn't bring real value. It's the uniqueness and rareness that bring the true value. So, when photographers place limits on their prints, they're simply manufacturing scarcity. Limited editions are built on an agreement, not uniqueness and real scarcity. This is why I don't sell limited edition prints. However, if after making 5 prints in the darkroom, I wear out the negative or accidentally burn it up in the enlarger, over time the negative itself can degrade. Printing papers disappear and chemicals change. So, in a very real sense, there is a natural limit. When you take that into consideration, I could number these prints and sell them as true limited editions. I wouldn't be able to make any more, ever. Of course, one could say the same thing about a digital file. What if the file itself gets corrupted or deleted? Yes, the remaining prints could be then truly sold as limited editions. And be that as it may, keep in mind, there's a difference between digital prints and handmade products such as paintings and darkroom prints. Even if my raw file gets deleted, any remaining digital prints left in the edition are still exact copies. With paintings and darkroom prints, their unique characteristics naturally increase their value. Indeed, there's a difference between something having value and something being designed to just appear more valuable. Real value isn't manufactured, it's earned. It's not the number on the print that brings value. I mean, let's be honest. People are drawn to our work for really one of two reasons. Either the work itself or the reputation behind it. And unless you've built a name for yourself, the image must first have the goods necessary to sell. If no one cares about the image, a limited edition of 10 means nothing. And I'm not saying you can't make money from limited edition prints. I am saying I choose not to. As long as something can be reproduced, assigning a number doesn't bring true value. If the work resonates, people will still buy a print, even if it is an open edition. Something else to consider, artists and photographers, they're mortal, and inevitably they pass away. As unfortunate as that is, I mean, imagine after years spent selling limited edition prints, multiple limited editions of the same image are found throughout the estate. I mean, there's artist proofs, printer proofs, and so on. I mean, how much are your limited edition prints worth now? I mean, at that point, you have to ask, was it ever truly limited in the first place? Truth is, print numbering, it didn't even start with photography. It comes from printmaking traditions like etching and lithography. I mean, these are where plates were physically just worn out over time. And in that case, the editions, they truly were limited, certainly when compared to a digital file. As photographers, the goal isn't scarcity, it's presence. Getting our work out of a hard drive or off the enlarger and out and into someone's home. That's where photography truly lives. Don't get me wrong, limited edition prints can make sense, especially for serious collectors. But open editions remove the pressure and make work more accessible to most people. So, are limited edition prints legitimate? Yes, it may be a money-making idea, but I don't think it's a scam. I mean, after all, you're getting a legitimate product for your money. But there's more than meets the eye. As we've seen, a truly limited print is difficult to come by. It doesn't guarantee more value, because in the end, the value of a photograph was never in the number, it was always in the image, in the hands of the photographer. And for those that may still be wondering, consider it this way. If you can print it again tomorrow, was it ever truly limited? If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and consider subscribing. And if you did like this video, you're really going to like my video on the 5 things that make you an artist and not just a photographer. And you can watch that video right here. I'll see you on the trail.